Hi everyone, it's the Sam Man, just checking in with another ride-along video. So today I wanted to discuss another one of my functions in my job as a security patrol officer, and that is parking enforcement. So parking enforcement is important. I know a lot of people don't like it. They don't like issuing parking tickets because people tend to get irate when they get a parking ticket. Even if it's just a written warning, they can get really upset and they can cause a confrontation. So in this particular instance, I patrolled this parking lot and I found a vehicle with an expired parking permit. So that's an interesting point to consider, because as new security officers come on, or even new police officers, they might just be looking superficially at just permits, right? Does somebody have a permit? Or does somebody have a license plate or a registration, whatever it might be, in the jurisdiction that they patrol. But in our case, it's the parking permits, and if somebody has an expired parking permit, they need to renew it. That's part of the rules of this community. So we need to make sure that they're still a resident. That's the whole reason that we have those renewals. So new security officers that I've trained often will just look for the presence of a permit. If the permit's there, they don't care. They're going to keep moving. I like to go deeper. I go off on foot and I actually check to see if the person has a valid permit, not just a permit, but a valid one. So in this particular instance, this vehicle here, I found that it had an expired permit. Excuse me on that. All right, thank you. All right, bye-bye. So that was actually an interesting call. There was a call that happened while I was making this video. So a dog was found at large. People don't know who it belongs to. So our resident is going to hang on to the dog until somebody calls to claim it. And typically they'll call security, and then we'll be able to reunite the dog. We'll put them in touch with the person who found the dog and is hanging on to the dog. So that was actually a real life scenario. Very interesting. So basically, going back to the parking enforcement, so with this parking enforcement scenario, I am going to issue a written warning. Typically we issue written warnings unless somebody has multiple violations. Then we issue fines, and we also do have a boot to immobilize vehicles, and we can also tow vehicles. So there are varying levels of enforcement. In this particular case, I don't see any prior violations on this vehicle. I looked it up in our database, and I can see that it just has this violation. So I'm just going to issue it a written warning. With these written warnings that we have, we can actually stick them to the vehicles. I don't like to do that because that tends to aggravate people even more. As you can probably imagine, having something stuck to your window is not very appealing. It doesn't make you happy. So I typically will just leave the warning on the windshield. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'll be right back. So that's basically that. That's parking enforcement in a nutshell. Like I said, basically we take the enforcement action, so that way we can educate the person on either having a permit displayed or updating their permit if the permit is expired. In this case, it's expired, so we want to educate that person and let them know, here's a written warning, make sure to get your parking permit updated, so that way we know that you're still a resident and you're still entitled to park here in this private community. So that's the basic rundown of parking enforcement. I'd like to hear what you folks do, so please comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you handle parking enforcement. Do you use a boot? Do you tow? Do you issue any sort of tickets or warnings? I'm curious to hear what you have to say. I know every site is different, every place is different. Like I said, this is just the system that we use. So I hope that helps you. Like I said, we just have the paperwork. I know some places also have computerized tickets that, you know, they'll have a ticket printer, like the police departments. A lot of them nowadays have the ticket printers right in their vehicles, so they'll type up the ticket and then just hit print, and it'll print right in their vehicle. So I know there are very many variations of parking enforcement, so just let me know what you think. Also, please like the video and subscribe. I like to know that you guys are watching the videos and appreciating them, so I can continue to make more. So thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate your time, and stay safe.